Welcome to our Arlington 55 Plus video today on crushing cravings. I'm Tori, registered dietitian nutritionist. Today we are going to be making a recipe, Black Forest Nice Cream, and we're going to talk about some tips to help you crush your cravings. The key is having a balanced diet. Restrictive dieting can actually lead to increased cravings, overindulgence, and feelings of guilt. So we want to crush all those feelings by actually consuming a balanced diet. And that does include little bits of the treats and comfort foods we all enjoy. So first you want to ask yourself, why are you having your craving? Cravings are both physiological and psychological. So you may be hungry or you may have a nutrient imbalance. You want to make sure you're planning routine, healthy meals and snacks. You want to include foods from all of the food groups. And you want to make sure you include protein and fiber every day. Those nutrients, protein and fiber, actually help you feel fuller for longer. You may be having a craving because of an emotion. You may be bored, you may be anxious, you may feel sad. In those cases, you want to address that feeling. Try something healthy like going for a walk, doing a new activity, calling and talking to a friend or a family member to help resolve those feelings. You also may have cravings when you're sleepy. Research shows we make less healthy choices when we don't get adequate sleep. So having 8 to 9 hours of restful sleep each night is important. But when you are having a craving, don't deprive yourself. If you really want a piece of carrot cake, having some carrots isn't going to cut it. So have your treat, but have small portions and savor each and every bite. Try to make healthy substitutions when possible, which is all about our recipe today. Fruits, yogurt, a piece of dark chocolate can go a long way in satisfying your sweet tooth. So we're going to be making a Black Forest Nice Cream. You may notice the word nice. So it does mimic ice cream, but all of our sweetness is coming just from the fruit itself. So for our Black Forest Nice Cream, we are using 2 fruits. We have our frozen bananas and our frozen cherries. So there's many versions of a nice cream, all of which the base is frozen banana. So you can do different flavors, different combinations. For the frozen bananas, I've already frozen them. Take your fresh banana, slice it, put it on either a baking sheet or a plate lined with parchment paper, and put it in the freezer for at least 4 hours. Once they're frozen, you can move them into Ziploc bags or airtight containers for storage for later. So you could do that ahead of time. I am going to start by adding about half of my bananas to this, which is 1 full banana. So I'm adding 1 sliced frozen banana to my blender. That looks like about half. And then I'm just gonna add 4 to 5 frozen cherries. I'll do 5. Make sure we get a good cherry flavor. Then I have a tablespoon measure here. I'm going to do a tablespoon of almond milk. You can use whatever milk you prefer. You could use regular milk, or you can use any non-dairy milk. If you are using a non-dairy milk, this recipe is vegan. So just 1 tablespoon. You don't want a lot of liquid in that because we want it to be thick like ice cream is. Then you're gonna do 1 tablespoon of your almond butter. Get that in there, have my spatula, get all that goodness in there. Now the nut butter, you could do another substitution if you prefer a different type of nut butter. But the nut butter is very important to help give that creamy texture. So This first set of bananas is all set with our cherries, almond butter, and almond milk. We're gonna pop the lid on and start processing it. Open it up, check the consistency. It's still a little bit chunky, so I'll add just a splash of almond milk. I am using a food processor. I find the food processor actually does a better job of getting that creamy texture, but you can also use a high-powered blender if that's your preference. And depending on the firmness of your fruits and your blender or food processor, the amount of liquid you need to add will vary. So you're looking for a smooth texture, so I just added a little bit more of the almond milk, and I'm going to blend it. All right, that's starting to look creamy. Pop the lid off here. Excellent. So this is the texture you want. So mine, I can just pop that blade out, which makes it easier to scoop. So you can see how it resembles an ice cream consistency. Just gonna set this off to the side. And then I'm going to use my rubber spatula to scoop this out. I'm just gonna put this straight into my Tupperware for easy storage. If you're planning on consuming it all, you can just put it into a bowl. Now, I'm gonna pop this back on because we need to do another batch of frozen bananas. Next, I'm going to add the rest of my frozen bananas, which is 1 additional frozen banana sliced. So total for this recipe, you're using 2 frozen bananas, but you're gonna blend them separately. Again, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of almond milk. So always start with less because you can add to it, you can't take away. And I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Sprinkle that in. I like to give it a nice sprinkle around so it gets evenly mixed in. And 1 tablespoon of my almond butter. So this batch, the first batch was the cherry, second batch is the chocolate. Pop this lid on and blend it. Okay, I'm going to check the consistency. Scrape down the sides with your rubber spatula. Still a little chunky, so I will add a little bit more of the almond milk, just a splash. Pop the lid back on and process it some more. Beautiful. And you have your chocolate flavor. Again, that beautiful ice cream consistency. I'm going to put this right alongside the cherry flavor. And give it a quick swirl together. Integrating those 2 beautiful flavors, but you still want to see the distinction between the 2 flavors. And then I'm just going to give this a little pat, smooth it out on top. I find that the nice cream recipes are the best when they're consumed right away. I'm going to take my ice cream scoop and serve it in my ramekin. I'll do 2 scoops. You can see it's a soft serve consistency. You can add toppings of your choice. Today I have some shredded coconut, some mini chocolate chips, and some toasted almonds. And there you are. There's no added sugar in this. All of the sweetness comes from the fruit, comes from bananas and a little bit of cherry, and the chocolate flavor comes from unsweetened cocoa. 1 serving of this is only 100 calories. 15 grams of sugar, as I said, all natural sugar from the fruit, 3 grams of fiber, and 3 grams of protein. So this is a great, healthy, delicious snack to help you crush your cravings.